Okay.
I'm one of your Wow, this is as hard as Tony was leading.
Hello and welcome to the Coffee Jelly Hour here on the Moon Base. We're preaching caffeine, motherfuckers.
That's what he sounds like.
Keep
Totally.
keep going, Faux Tony.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm Matt, and here with me today is Seth, and also Ace.
No, you did it wrong. You did it wrong.
That's right. It's Ace and Seth.
Yes.
Yes, see there. I know how to do Tony's part now.
Still not as good, but
Your Tony reminds me of like a creeper in Looney Tunes, like that classic Peter Lorre kind of creeper that they'll introduce. Like,
wait, you mean he doesn't remind you of a creepy Looney Tunes character in real life? Oh, yeah, I've been doing it all wrong.
I could get that vibe. Anyways, how was everybody's week?
Peachy so far.
Everything I've been up to is X-rated.
Ooh.
Just work.
Yeah, I know that.
I'm not gonna talk
that's
about
pretty
that.
much my life is work. Yeah.
So one of the subjects I had on the top of my head, one of my early subjects that got me today. What is a fandom that you guys are part of that you're sometimes ashamed of? Only one, though. One fandom that you are actively a part of that you can consider yourself either a diehard fan or that you follow closely, but then when you look around at your compadres, the people who are on your level...
Oh, that's easy. Comic book fandom.
But is it specifically DC or Marvel? Like,
it's pretty wide net.
Oh, no, it's... Go on any comic book. Doesn't matter. They're all terrible.
Which one's the worst for you, though, in your experience? Like, have you dealt with like your worst personal, or even a particular hero fandom? Maybe. I know that Superman people can be very obtuse sometimes because they're very specific about their Superman. Actually,
Yeah.
Batman people are kind of that bad too.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to like Suicide Squad, not because it's not a good movie, but that Jared Leto Joker is not the Joker that should have been. Therefore, you're not allowed to like it. Wait, what?
Yeah, maybe. It really is all... I don't think any one is worse than the other. It's definitely just... Oh, man, sometimes I just don't want to talk to comic book fans anymore. I just want to read them and be quiet about it.
I do know. Seth, you got one?
You know what mine is. You know. I have a feeling this is why you asked the question.
Wait, haven't we talked about this on the show before?
I feel like we've talked about it, but there was a specific one that was bothering me, but I'm sort of saving mine at the moment.
So I guess I'm going to have to say furries, because that's what Ace is prompting me to talk about right now.
I guess. You could have said Pokemon.
I'm not active in
You've
that.
been watching literally every episode. I think that fucking counts as some level of fandom.
Yeah, but I'm not engaging.
You've been actively watching every episode?
Oh, yeah, when I work, I binge on Pokemon.
That's an impressive... I was going to say, it's been on since... God, it's been on forever. That's an impressive feat.
Yeah, there's a lot of seasons. I'm like 5 in. And it's,
man.
I mean, it's easy to binge on because the episode, I'm watching the dubbed version because I don't have the time to sit there and look at all the subtitles. But it's pretty...
I don't think the dialogue has changed that dramatically. Like, I don't think in Japan Pokemon's like, hey, Pikachu, why don't you get some shit and then we're gonna rape this bitch.
Yeah, but people have a problem with the quality of the voice acting or whatever. But it's Pokemon, whatever.
Yeah, welcome to 90s anime.
Yeah,
I will stop you, Kakarot!
But it's... I mean, I do enjoy the show. It is self-aware, and I can't decide if they are like self-aware of the fact that they're misidentifying Japanese food, because there's this rice ball. You know,
you mean a donut?
Yeah, exactly. They call it a donut. They call it an onion, which is a weird choice. They call it a sandwich. I feel like it's just a running joke because they never call it the same thing twice.
Well, you want to know why? Because rice balls are kind of gross. Like whenever I saw that as a kid, I thought it was a fucking snowball. Like, the cupcake with the coconut on it. And then when I found out what a rice ball was and I tried it as a child, I was like, it tastes like rice.
Yeah, I mean, it's not gross. It's just plain. Do they do anything to it in Japan? Do they zest it up with some?
I'm pretty sure they put dolphin tears on it.
Ooh, probably. I bet that makes it delicious.
So, what about furries that particularly makes you ashamed of being part of the furry fandom?
Well, I guess I'm just ashamed of like the furries that aren't smart enough to be ashamed of themselves. That they like have this outward pride about it. Maybe I'm a bad person.
No, you're not bad. I actually kind of agree with you. It's the John Waters thing. Like, it's okay to be gay, but you don't need to come out of the second closet to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's okay. Like, you could be like, yeah, I'm gay, but you also don't need to sit down. Okay, mommy, daddy, I'm a bear. And what that means is I like fat and hairy. Like, you don't need it. In some furries, what I mean is that there are furries who are like, I'm a furry. Cool, you do you. I like diapers. I like to wear a diaper over my fursuit. And, okay, I got... Will you powder my tail?
What?
And that's where I think where furry fandom falls apart, is when you get into the subcategory of people who feel like you need to be informed of what their subcategory... It's like gender politics, only somehow more trivial.
Yeah, in a way.
Yeah.
I don't like it when people like adopt that as part of their identity. I mean, to an extent, I feel the same way about homosexuality. Like, that's not who I am. That's just who I fuck.
Right.
I fucking amen to that. That's how I've always felt too. I've always been like, the least important thing about a person that you don't plan on actively fucking is their fucking who they fuck. Like, unless you personally have an interest in them, it doesn't fucking matter where they stick their dick or what they put in their vagina. Like,
right.
Fucking who fucking cares? And that shouldn't be part of your personality either. It's okay to be gay and proud. It's just you shouldn't be gay and that's it.
I even get just squeamish just saying I am a furry, because that just I don't know, that just implies that that's me, that's who I am. It's like that's what I do. That's kind of like just the social crowd that I rub shoulders with. But it's not, I don't know, I hate just identifying as that.
Well,
but
you did a bad job identifying, because you said social crowd, you didn't say your pack.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I guess I'm not a furry anymore. I gotta turn in my card.
Oh, there it goes.
Okay, so the one that's really been bothering me is Silent Hill. I am a hardcore Silent Hill fanboy, but I fucking hate Silent Hill fanboys.
Really? See, I've never... Okay, you'll have to... I didn't know there was... I guess I should have, but this surprises me that there are, A, ones that are that big into it, and B, that they're annoying.
They're straight up elitists. And like one of the biggest problems is it turns into a Japanese file sort of thing. Like, oh, you can't like that game. That one was made in America.
Oh yeah, I've seen that before. Like, well, like Seth was, like we were talking about earlier with Seth, where they're like, you can't really appreciate the movie until you've watched it in Japanese without the dub. It's like, I don't speak Japanese.
Yeah, like, okay, so here's the thing. Once in a blue moon, that is applicable. There is every now and then where an anime in Japanese is entirely different. But that's not every fucking anime. You don't need to sit down and watch everything. Most of it's fine. There are a few. I will give them that. There are a few where the editing is different and there's more content. That's the time that you need that, like, oh, you should check it out in Japanese. But then there are those people who are like, oh, the American cast is so obnoxious. But another huge problem is how contrived these Silent Hill fanboys are. In the first Silent Hill game, basically every Silent Hill game, every monster represents something. And it goes from the highly specific, like, well, Pyramid Head represents my need to punish myself, versus my favorite is, like, there are pterodactyls in the first game, and that represents the main character's fear of pterodactyls. I'm not even making that up. Like, that is honestly, like that represents their fear of pterodactyls. So, The problem is like in the movie, people throw a fit because Pyramid Head's in the movie, and they're like, "What does he even represent? Pyramid Head is James Sunderland's monster. This is ruining Silent Hill." And it's just like, first and foremost, you have to accept that the movie's its entirely own canon. Number two, you have no idea how Hollywood works. Do you think that they would have let them make a Silent Hill movie without fucking Pyramid Head? Could you imagine that conversation?
Nobody would have accepted it as a Silent Hill movie.
Yeah, I want
unless
to
they
make a
had something
Silent Hill
iconic
movie.
like that.
But I'm not putting Pyramid Head in there, and I'm not putting the fucking nurses in there. Why don't you take that, Hollywood? Like, that's not gonna fly. And then the worst part about it is, if you can accept something so fucking contrived as, she's afraid of pterodactyls, therefore there's pterodactyls, couldn't you make up some contrived reasoning, like, the nurses represent the main character who's a little girl, and the way that she perceives how a woman should be. That's their womanly figure, but their mangled faces, because she has self-identity issues. Or Pyramid Head represents her need for a fucking father. Anything! Some contrived fucking reasoning. You don't need to sit around and be like, no, you can't like that because American Christian French game, fuck!
Yeah.
And it's like that with the new games, too. Like, you're not allowed to enjoy any of the new games because they didn't get it, despite the fact that Silent Hill has never been Japanese horror. There is literally only one Japanese horror game, and that's Silent Hill 4. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not the arcade, not the visual novel, none of it. There's only one that's a Japanese horror movie, and that's the 4th one. All the rest of them are based after David Lynch, David Cronenberg, Terry Gilliam, Eraserhead, which is David Lynch, a lot of Jacob Slatter. Like, they're all based on surrealist American and European properties. So fuck Silent Hill fans. I renounce them.
There you go.
Man, you sat there so patiently waiting for us to finish.
Yeah, I watched a thing last night where I was watching a movie review, and I'm like, I'm really digging this guy. This guy's really good. And then he reviewed the Silent Hill movie, and he started up with like, as a fan of the Silent Hill games, this movie is personally insulting to me. Anybody who says they're a fan and likes this movie clearly didn't understand what Silent Hill was about. I'm like, fuck you!
Well, it's like I'll pull out one, and I'll even name drop him just because I don't care. His name's Devin Faraci. He runs a movie website called Birth Movies Death. And he's been known to say terrible things to people on Twitter about, maybe you should just kill yourself. You know, you don't deserve to live. Oh, when you die, I'll come and get your wife. She deserves to have a real man. Shit like that. And I engaged him one time on Twitter. I said, look, man, why are all your comebacks like not? I tried to engage him in some kind of rational conversation about the subject matter.
You don't do that.
And he says to me, his response to me was, go jerk off to Batman comics, and then he blocked me. I'm like, that's reasonable.
There was some fine, good art in that.
And then you did.
Of course I did.
You put on your cowl and everything. The one that cuts off just enough air.
Mm-hmm. I do have one that's pretty tight, so...
Yeah, I like this reviewer. The reviewer, I will even name drop him because he's a good reviewer. His name is Phaelus. He got fired from the guy with glasses because he was too weird, and I think he's actually really good. But, like, then whenever he gets on Silent Hill, it gets under my skin because it's like, you don't need to be such an elitist about it. Silent Hill 1 is a really, really bad ripoff of Eraserhead, Jacob Slatter, and Stephen King. Literally... It was made as a Stephen King horror game. The fans were really big. So all the streets have names that are like Kuntz Avenue and King Drive and everything. And then when you're in the theater, there's a bunch of Carrie posters and there's all kinds of little nods. And it's really cool. I like it. But like, the first game is not high art. It isn't some untouchable thing. It's really flawed. I mean, for the love of God, the main character is I'm looking for my daughter. She's a little girl. She looks like me. She has black hair, just turned 7. Okay. What? Actual game dialogue. But, so Silent Hill is my number one fandom that drives me fucking crazy.
There you go. Speaking of fandom...
one second. Does everybody want to say anything nice about Gene Wilder? Because that is a really sad...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He was amazing, and I can't think of one of his films that I've seen, not that I've seen them all, but I can't think of one of his films that I've seen that I didn't really enjoy.
Are you sure you didn't like that Willy Wonka remake?
That wasn't one of his films.
I know. Yeah,
That was a very terrible movie, though. I just want to...
Now, an interesting thing about that one was much closer to the book.
It was, but everything about it was... And I enjoy the book, I really do, but something about that movie was just not right.
I think it was because...
It may have been Johnny Depp looked like a pedophile and acted like a pedophile.
I think it...
Fan theory.
I want to get back to Gene Wilder, but I think I have the absolute reason why the movie doesn't work. It was made to sell the Hot Topic. Before it came out, they were releasing like emo jewelry and backpacks and stuff that were specifically made to try to capitalize on that teenage goth girl.
I mean, that's kind of where Tim Burton has been at the past few years anyway.
It's unfortunate, because, like, Beetlejuice was one of the greatest movies ever made. Pee-wee's Big Adventure is one of the greatest movies ever made. I personally think Batman and Batman Returns are some of the best, maybe not the best superhero movies, but as far as pacing and tone and atmosphere and how they look, fucking magical. The reason why I have to put that asterisk there is because I will admit The Dark Knight definitely is the best Batman film ever. And it does put to shame the other ones as Batman films, but like I'll take Batman Returns as a film. Any day. I love the tone. I love the graphic design of it. I love that really kind of gothic, almost comic book feel, but it felt more Neil Gaiman than Batman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we're getting on Batman again, but Gene Wilder.
I was going to say, so Gene Wilder.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to figure out what Gene Wilder
Guys, I can get on Batman from anything. It's okay.
I like talking about Batman because whenever I see Matt tweet about Batman, I want to engage, but I hate talking over Twitter, so I just hold it in because it's like, yeah, Dark Knight is a great movie.
Yep.
But
I haven't seen Young Frankenstein.
We need to remedy that. Like that is less of this I'll disown you crap, but like maybe next time you come over, we'll watch Young Frankenstein.
It's a really
funny movie. I mean,
drunk on root beer.
Yeah, we'll get drunk off root beer and watch fucking Young Frankenstein.
Young Frankenstein. I love
it's got some of the best fucking one-liners and strange lines, and it's pronounced Frankenstein.
I was watching clips of it on YouTube, and yeah. Well, I was watching the clips of it on YouTube, and the whole thing where it's him and Marty Feldman, and they're doing the... Do you mind telling me whose brain I did put in it? Abby someone. Abby Normal. You're telling me that I put an abnormal brain in a 7-foot-tall, 60 inches wide... 500-pound gorilla, and he just starts strangling him, and I'm just like, I got the numbers wrong there. I can't remember the exact number, but oh god, it was so freaking funny. I'm like, this.
I think my favorite, and it's such a quick line, but the line that always gets me is when he goes, "I could do something about that hump." What hump? I love that. I don't know why, but it fucking it gets me. So yeah, I think after further consultation, I think the top 3 films, four films that I'm going to say are the all-time best practical effect films of all time. Number 1 is The Thing. Mm-hmm. It's almost untouchable at this point. Like, if you ever go back to The Thing, it's such a fucking untouchable special effects movie. It holds up beautifully. And I'm going to have to say number 2 is Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Like, the practical effects, like the fact that they were on a physical river that had, like, the chocolate coloring in it and shit. And the candy room and the visuals were so spectacular, but they were all there. I really love that. I love how that movie looks. And then number 3 is Labyrinth. I think Labyrinth is pretty untouchable on that level. And number 4, and this is a strange one, but I kind of think the first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. For all of its flaws and everything, it looks really good.
Yeah.
Like, I've never seen somebody take something so literally right out of the comics and make it work on screen.
Yeah, I like those movies.
Yeah, like, they're cute. They got flaws. They've got huge flaws. I mean, the second movie is almost the funniest thing to watch now.
My favorite is the third.
Funny. Oh god, the third one's so difficult.
I,
Oh
I
yeah, the
know.
third one's
I
facts.
know. Okay, I know.
Well,
Oh, I'm not saying that you can't get enjoyment out of it.
Yeah,
It's just like, okay, yep, that one
welcome
is
to
what it
Seth's
is.
guilty pleasure.
I was the one. I don't even think I watched the first one as a child.
The first one, as I remember as a kid, I didn't like it as much because it's slow, it's dark, it's got a lot of emotion. But like
Yeah,
when you grow up a
yeah.
little bit and you watch it, and you're like, holy shit, this movie's brilliant. The martial arts are incredible, especially the guys are in those fucking suits, and they do great martial arts. Like they kind of it's a little upsetting when you watch the Michael Bay film and you're like, oh well, all this is just generated in a computer. There's nothing impressive about this shot versus the guy who's actually in this giant, like, 80-pound rubber suit doing really impressive martial arts. And like, knowing for a fact that guy couldn't see, so, like, the fact that he could still land a punch and not hurt somebody, like, wow.
You know, Mel Brooks is still alive.
Yeah, he's like 170.
Yes.
Man, that doesn't seem fair.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Nah, I love Mel Brooks.
Well, and that just will lead me real quick to one more thing is like when people are all like, oh, 2016 sucks, all these famous people that I love from my childhood are dying. It's like, yes, of course they are dying. It sucks that they're dying, but they're also all 100. Like the youngest one was Prince.
Who died of drug overdose?
You know? Who died of a drug overdose. It's like, other than that, like, Alan Rickman was not super old. He was in his 60s, maybe he just turned 70 or something like that. He was
The
like
impact of
69 or
Rickman
70.
I'll give is the fact that, like, he was in a lot of recent stuff. So people really felt it. Because, like,
Yeah.
how many people do you even
Yeah.
personally know in your life who grew up with Harry Potter? So I get
true.
the emotion
Yeah.
there, because I'm like, yeah, there are so many people that I know personally who really looked up in those movies.
I mean, I get it, but at the same time, it's like, you have to be 7 to expect this stuff.
And
They're
he
all
was
very
70 and
old.
apparently had cancer for some time, and he just kind of kept quiet.
Right.
Because nobody wants to be a sob story nowadays, which is cool.
So it's like Gene Wilder died, and I'm like, yes, it's very sad, and he was very talented, but he hasn't done anything in a long time, and he's 83. Like, I love his stuff, I really do, and it's sad
I mean,
that
like,
he's gone.
couldn't they have taken Dan Aykroyd instead?
Boy. Ooh.
Sorry, talk about comedy people
I
who
don't
haven't done
know.
something in a long time. All he's done is appear
Yep,
on
I know.
like weird shows to talk complete nonsense. Well, the reason why the new
Yeah.
Ghostbusters failed was aliens. Aliens basically came down, and then when they were looking
Yep.
for the Crystal Skull, and they saw 9/11 happen, and then they decided to brainwash a generation of men, Aryan men in their 40s and 50s, to not like Ghostbusters.
Well, he's always been like that. Like in Ghostbusters 2, when he runs the occult bookshop, like, he could basically do
My
that in real
favorite clip
life.
is from that, explaining how fucking ridiculous the Ghostbusters thing was from Red Letter Media, and they had that clip of Dan Aykroyd when he's talking about how, like, he had to tell his children that ghosts are real.
Oh, God.
Like, I couldn't lie to them. I had to explain to them that this is all based on real science.
Oh, God. No.
So, yeah, Dan Aykroyd. Couldn't you guys just take him instead? I'll trade 4 Dan Aykroyds for 1 Gene Wilder.
All right, do you have a surprise story
I
for us?
have strange stories. I have a bunch of short ones. So,
Oh, speaking of Stranger Things Season 2 coming next year.
and Doctor Strange.
Yes.
Those are two things.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, sweet.
And Doctor Strange Love is a film.
Yes. Do we have... Okay.
Okay, so
I
we
was
have
seeing if we had the links yet.
we have 4, and I don't know which one. I'll give you guys the titles, and we'll just figure it out from there. I want to do this one. This one's called The Miracle. I'm going to give a little bit of insight on it. I just don't know how many characters talk in it. But this is a really, really emo dark story. And then I have Sonic and Gumball, Nightmare on Elmore Street.
Okay.
Then I have Sonic Rescues Elmore. Sorry. Okay. And then I have Icy Thin Love, which is another really, really emo story about Gumball, but all the spelling is, like, really, really good.
Do you have ones that aren't Gumball? I mean,
I
eventually
did.
we have to stray.
I was gonna stray over to Gravity Falls because I love voicing those characters, but I couldn't find anything short enough. I found a gay romance story between Kenny McCormick and Dipper,
Uh,
but it was like really
Huh.
well written and it was like really creepy.
I think
Yeah, I don't know how.
I think that's one of the things is like if they're really well written, like very sexy stories, they're just as bad because I listened to another podcast who totally ripped off our idea, I think, and they were reading Muppet sex stories on theirs. It was very uncomfortable.
Oh, Kirby, you could stick your fingers anywhere.
No, it was like Gonzo
Right there,
and
Spock.
it was Gonzo and Camilla in the first one, and then it was a couple Fraggles in the second one.
And you listen to that a lot, huh?
No, this podcast, this was the first time they had that on in particular, so that was something.
So,
All right,
if you-
manager's favorite.
I can pull up a different story if you like. If
No,
something
whatever you
is
got.
cool.
Whatever you got.
Whatever you got, yeah.
We got a miracle. We have Sonic and Gumball, A Nightmare on Elmore Street. We have Sonic Rescues Elmore, and then we have Icy Thin Love, which is, hi there, I am Lord Metalix, and I hope you like my story. It takes place after the virus, where Gumball starts having feelings for Terry. He also discovers a rock that gives him a power to control ice. There is also an evil force trying to take over Elmore. Will Gumball defeat the dark force, or will Elmore be consumed by darkness forever?
Okay, let's go for that one.
Okay, yeah, let's do that. Yeah. Now I've got to know.
All right. So, since this one's only a single chapter long, I will narrate. Gumball will be played.
Like a lot goes on in that one chapter.
Gumball will be played by you, Seth, and then Matt will play all characters because I don't know how many characters,
Hooray.
and there's a lot of narration.
Just the one chapter.
Yep. I think darkness took over Elmore forever. All right. Welcome.
Wait a minute. I'm trying to... Come on. Oh, there it goes.
Oh, it says
It wasn't
it's an
open.
intro,
I
but
got
is it just
now.
not finished? Is it ongoing?
I don't know.
2014.
14. So I think darkness won.
Man, it's the next chapter is gonna be rad.
I am Lord Metalex, and I am starting a new story called Icy Thin Love. This takes place in the Toag universe. You see, this happens after the virus, where Gumball starts having feelings for Terry. Now, keynote, Terry is actually my favorite character in Gumball.
Oh, who's
She's the paper girl, and I just love the way she looks. I don't really care for her character or anything, but I'm like, her design is cute. He also discovers a rock made out of crystals that gives him the power to control ice. Then, all of a sudden, a new group of people come to Elmore. Their plans are unknown. Will Terry love Gumball? Will Gumball stop the new threat? Trees? Or will darkness consume Elmore forever? Great, a new story from you? Will you get out of here? I think he's being funny.
Oh, this is a Marvel kind of thing where the writers are talking to each other or something.
Yeah. I think this is a Gumball line?
Lord Metalex does not own Tawag. If he did, he would have mad it horrible.
Hey!
I don't think you're supposed to read that part. All right. I'm strapped in. Let's go. Okay.
Sorry, I was coughing. In a room, we find a blue cat by the name of Gumball. He was in his bed, lost in thought.
Wow.
He thought,
What a day. First, I thought Terry was just being paranoid about the germ thing, which she was right. Then a virus takes control of the house. Wow, I really missed a lot.
he got up and went to the window.
Maybe I should properly...
What? This doesn't even make sense.
maybe I should properly apologies to her and take her to the park and
Gumball then thought about him and Terry being together.
No. No, Gumball. No, Gumball. You are in love with Penny, not Terry.
He then looked out the window and stared at the stars. He then saw what looked like a shooting star, and it looked like it was getting closer to his house.
Oh, shot.
Gumball then saw it crash land in the yard. There was a big, bright light in the crater. It left.
I should go see what it is.
Gumball put on his usual sweater and brown pants. He carefully opened the door not to wake Darwin up. He went downstairs and went into the kitchen. Once he got in, he went out the back door. When Gumball went outside, he saw the huge crater. He went in it and saw a rock that was glowing. When he went closer to the rock, he found out that it was made out of crystals.
Oh my God.
He yelled.
I'm rich. Oh, yay. What?
Gumball then hurried up and piked it up. When he did, he then felt cold. The rock then glowed brightly, and he covered his eyes. When he opened them, the rock was gone. Not only that, the yard was covered in snow.
Man, I'm cold.
He yelled. He hurried back inside, and when he did, he looked down and saw that the floor was turning to ice.
What the what?
Yelled Gumball, not loud enough to wake up his family. He went up the stairs and went into his room and covered his feet with pieces of clothing.
Man, I need to start wearing shoes.
He said.
And why am I still cold? Oh, maybe if I asked Mom to buy me new cloths.
Why can nobody smell clothes?
I have no idea.
Like, in every story we've read, it's been cloth. Like, am I wrong?
No, you're not.
Yeah, I've noticed
Gumball then goes down to the stairs again.
Oh, that was the first time they used the correct word for that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Then. I was just thinking that they didn't know the word existed.
They didn't know the difference between then and than.
No, they just thought it was just than, and there was no then.
Gumball then went down the stairs again and went into his parents' room.
Mom?
He says. A cat that looks almost like Gumball, except it's a she and taller, got up from the bed.
Yes, sweetie?
She said. She then noticed something different about him.
Gumball, is there something wrong with your fur? Your fur is lighter in color. And why is your feet wrapped with cloths?
Gumball then looked at his hands and found out his hands were light blue.
Well, I don't know how my fur became a lighter color, but I have a reason why I wrapped my feet in cloths.
He said. He then unwrapped the cloths around his feet and revealed that the floor beneath him started to freeze.
Oh my God! How did this happen to you?
She yelled.
His sentence structure is appalling. It's just one big run-on paragraph.
With multiple characters talking throughout.
Exactly. I guess it's not his sentence structure, it is his paragraph structure. I misspoke, but oh my God, it's terrible.
I don't know, Mom. When I woke up, I found myself like this.
Said Gumball, who was partly lying.
Well, don't worry, sweetie. I'll go to the store and buy something that can cover that up.
Mother of the year, she said.
Mm-hmm.
She then got up and told Gumball to wait by the car. Gumball went out of the room and went through the front door. He waited by the car until his mother came out. 2 minutes later, Gumball's mom came out wearing her usual white shirt with a color on it and a gray skirt. She then went to the car and unlocked it.
With a color on it. Take your pick.
It's an interactive story.
Get in the car, Gumball.
She said.
Yes, Mom.
Gumball said. They went into the car and went to the store. When they went to the store, Gumball and his mom went in the store. Move aside, fucking Edgar Allan Poe! We've got a new American wordsmith! Gumball and his mom went into the store and went to the cloths section. While they were looking, Gumball saw some cloths that looked good to him. It was a long-sleeved white shirt with a light blue crystal in the middle. He saw a pair of white gloves with snowflakes on both gloves, a light blue sweat hat, pants that were white with a blue line at the bottom, white socks, and a blue scarf, and white tennis shoes with blue laces.
Hey, Mom, can I have these?
Gumball asked.
Sure, honey.
She said. Gumball got the cloths and brought them to the counter. The lady at the counter scanned the cloths and said,
that'll be $20.
Gumball's mom took out a $20 bill and gave it to her. They went home, and Gumball's mom told him to hang up his new cloths and go to bed. Gumball went upstairs and put his cloths in the closet and went to sleep. In Gumball's dreams,
Huh? Where am I?
he thought. He then saw snow, ice, and fire.
No, he didn't saw.
Oh.
Yeah, he did. He saw snow. Okay, I misread it. Sorry.
He saw snow,
That was
ice,
correct.
and fire everywhere. Everything was in chaos.
What the heck happened here?
Asked Gumball. A laugh came out of nowhere.
Who's there?
Gumball yelled. The creature that laughed came from his hiding place. Gumball couldn't get a clear vision of what it looked like.
My, look what we have here.
Said the being.
Who are you?
Asked Gumball, terrified. The creature said one more thing.
Darkness.
Ow. The being charged up an orb made out of pure darkness and
no.
fired it at Gumball.
Not that.
Gumball barely had time to avoid the attack.
What the heck was that for?
He yelled. The Mist Ares being that fired more than those orbs. Gumball just kept on avoiding the brutal assault. One of them hit Gumball's leg.
Ah!
He cried in pain. He ended up on the ground holding his leg. The being then went up to him and formed a sword. Gumball looked at the creature and said,
Why are you doing this?
For vengeance.
It then brought down the sword back to the real world. Dun dun. Gumball woke up breathing heavily. He can hear his alarm clock going off.
It was just a dream.
He thought. He looked at his bed and saw that it was completely turned to ice.
Well, it looks like I'm going to sleep on an ice bed for now.
Good morning, what the heck?
And the singer...
I'm so glad he's back.
The singer of the B-52's here. A noise came from the fishbowl on top of the dresser. In the fishbowl, there was an orange fish with a mouth and blue eye. He then came... I've never thought to describe fucking Darwin as a fish with a mouth and blue eye. He then came out and looked at Gumball. And
of course I came out. A long time ago. Gumball, why are tonight?
He said.
I don't know, Darwin. When I woke up last night, I heard a loud boom, so I went outside and found a rock. When I grabbed the rock, it disappeared in a flash, and the next thing I know, I ended up like this. Then I found my feet starting to freeze the ground. So I went to Mom and Dad room. So I went to Mom and Dad room and woke up Mom where she generally resides, in the Mom and Dad room, and asked her to buy me some new cloths. after we got new cloths, I went back to sleep.
What a great explanation of what we just read. Also, speaking of the B-52s, outside I found a rock, but it wasn't a rock.
It was a rock
It was
lobster.
It was an ice crystal.
The fish, now known as Darwin.
So glad I'm finally allowed back into this stuff, you guys.
Looked at Gumball in awe.
Wow. Just wow. Can I see your new clothes?
Asked Darwin.
Yeah, but close your eyes for some reason.
Oh, you want me to come over and I'm just gonna close my eyes now. I'm gonna bend over a little bit.
Gumball then proceeded to turn on the record player. Good horses, I'm drowning over you. Would you fuck me? I'd fuck me. Gumball said. Darwin covered his eyes with his hands, fins, while Gumball changed into his new clothes.
Okay, you can look now.
When Darwin moved his hands, fins,
Fins?
and saw Gumball in his new clothes, the only thing that wasn't covered was his face.
This must be a kick-ass outfit. He's gonna fight so much crime in this outfit. Wonder if
Dude, you look amazing.
Darwin yelled.
Thanks, dude.
I have to point out, Darwin yelled, comma, and then Gumball starts talking. Said Gumball. They went downstairs to eat brick feast. After breakfast. After that, they went outside to wait for the bus. Meanwhile, dun-dun-dun, we find a bunch of kids on a school bus. One of those kids was a paper bear who was looking out the window.
Are you alright, Terry?
Asked a peanut with antlers sitting in the seat behind her.
I'm alright, Penny.
Said the paper bear, now known as... I love that phrasing!
Yesterday was a disaster.
Terry thought.
I wish something like that happened again.
Then the bus then stopped by the Wattersons.
I don't even know who's talking here, so I'm just gonna make up oh great, just what I need. Hi, Rocky.
Said a rabbit.
Hi, Anais. What the fuck? I don't even
Hi, Rocky
know.
was Anais, I think.
Oh,
But I
yes.
still agree with the voice.
I think
okay.
oh great, just what I need was just some pedophile who was stalking the bus and it pulled over just what I needed.
Oh, it wasn't sarcastic.
Yeah.
Okay, so Anais is the rabbit. Okay, hi, Rocky. So,
Said the rabbit.
hi, Anais.
Said the puppet known as Rocky. Also relatively close to Rocky's actual voice.
Oh, cool, I didn't even know that. Hi, Rocky.
Said Darwin.
Hi, Darwin. And here comes the annoying blue cat.
I have to say, in Matt's defense to anybody listening, this is all one paragraph.
It is
It's
one
really
paragraph.
hard to
There's
decipher.
No distinction in what is happening.
Yeah, there's not even appropriate. I guess there's exclamation marks between them, but between quotations, it just kind of goes into one to another.
Yeah, I think I've only seen one comma so far.
Thought
Okay.
Terry, comma, but what happened next surprised her. Coming on the bus was a light blue cat with white and blue clothing.
Whoa, who is this kid?
Hi, Rocky.
Said Gumball.
Who are you?
Gumball looked at Rocky with a questionable look.
Rocky, it's me, Gumball.
Everyone was shocked by this.
It's Gumball!
Terry reaffirmed with herself.
But He looks so hot.
Get it? Because now he's all icy?
Yeah, right?
Gumball was looking for a seat and saw Terry sitting by herself. Gumball went by her and asked,
Can I sit here if you want?
Sure.
she said. Gumball then sat next to Terry.
So, Terry, what are you planning this weekend?
He said.
I don't know, I mostly stay at home.
Deja vu? Terry said.
Well, would you like to go see a movie with me?
I'll think about it.
Okay.
They sat together until they got to school. At the outskirts of Elmore. The outskirts were calm and peaceful until a weird mist came out of nowhere. This is not like any mist. It was dark purple. It was not made of wind nor matter. There was a ripple between time and space.
Oh, no.
The mist grew larger and larger
Guys,
and larger.
What if his dream was real?
Then a ship came out. This ship had lots of cannons,
No.
machine guns,
Oh,
and
no.
had rockets on the back.
Oh, that's the worst.
It looked like the battleship Halberd, except that the large spike on the front instead of a mast. Then an aircraft came from the ship. It landed on the ground, and its hatch opened. 2 tanks, 6 monsters, 1 machine with robotic legs, a machine gun and rockets, 18 creatures wearing white suits that covered their neck down, helmets, black gloves, black boots, masks, a bronze gear on their chest, and they were holding laser guns. The last one was wearing a silver suit that covered its neck down, spikes on his...
Wait, hold on. Why does he feel the need to describe what parts of the body the clothing covers? Like, doesn't your clothing generally cover you from the neck down, or is it only covering you from your neck to your waist? I mean, does he not know how clothes work?
I also
Obviously.
enjoy the fact that
Plus,
these things
sorry,
get
plus,
a big description, but Darwin gets orange fish with a mouth and blue eye. So, the last one's wearing a silver
You know,
suit
like
that
a
covered his
fish.
neck down, spikes on his shoulders, black gloves, black boots, and a silver gear on its chest, and a handgun on its waist. Said the silver.
Okay. Listen up, people. We are here to retrieve the Stone of Ice Age. The stone shouldn't be hard to find. It is covered with crystals. Does everyone got it? Yes,
Said all the
sir.
soldiers.
Good.
The silver
Now,
one pointed
move
at the
out.
sound. The soldiers, tanks, monsters, and weird machine marched to Elmore in search of the Stone of Ice Age. Wow! What an exciting intro! That was the worst. Well, you get
That
out
was
of
the
here. I
worst
hope
intro
you like
ever.
the next chapter. Please review. Bye! Well, what's sad is that they
Wow,
won.
That was special.
Yeah, I guess so. They're gonna tell the rest of the story.
Yeah, I guess the ending is just, Gumball goes on a date, and then the fucking town is overran.
That's it. You got it.
Mom,
Man,
they're
look at his
attacking!
icon.
Can we go to the store? Yes, honey, we will go to the store. I'm gonna buy you clothes for $20. Man, this story was a fucking fever dream.
It sure was.
What a good...
Well,
And that's it! That's the entire
I
story!
guess now, by the healing power of my beard, remember, if it looks like magic, it's probably science. Or whatever the fuck it is. I can't remember.
If it looks like magic, it's not magic. It's science. So
Oh,
kids-
yeah.
Or worse.
So get used to it. Or worse, I could probably go full Beetle and do it like this, you know? If it's not, if it looks like magic, it's probably not magic, it's science.
I'll be honest, I was practicing my impression of him, and it was just Beatles.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, you
that's-
know, full
that's-
on like cartoon Beatles.
I'm also
Get used to
Tony
it,
Longworth.
or worse. Yeah, we're all Tony Longworth.
We're
Now.
all we're
Be
all
awesome.
Tony.
He is Liverpudlian, so
Can't do
you
it.
know. All right, bye.
Go.
Bye.